Right, now this will tell us. And that's pretty conclusive. Still going, close. I think he got it down.
How strong is he?
Welcome back to the Pick and Go podcast, your one-stop shop for all things rugby union and certainly Super Rugby Pacific. Once again, I'm joined in studio by our very good friend, Pity Weepu. Pity, welcome back.
Good to be back on time. I am, that is. I don't know about you. But anyway.
Oh, we going there.
Oh, got to get away.
We just started.
First, getting quick,
Well, let's go up north, and we've got a couple of friends that we're going to talk to up north today. We'll head across the bridge to our good friend Ben Searle of Surly Talk Sports. Surly, how are you?
Yeah, good. And yes, you were late, Paulie. I have video proof from Pity of him just sitting in the studio. He messaged me and was like, look who's late today, as I was waiting in the lobby to join this meeting, and it most certainly is you, mate.
Right, let's move on to someone else then. Also up north, our good friend of the Pick and Go, Steve Devine. Steve, welcome back in, mate.
Yeah, good to be here. And I can say that I lost some money on you being late this morning, Paulie. I had money on Petty being late for sure.
Yeah, well, that would have been the $1 shot, to be fair. So, yeah, that's a tough beat. What do we do? We'll do a bit of a birthday shout out to all rugby players that are having a birthday today. We're recording this on, Tuesday, the 24th of Feb. So if you're a rugby player and you got a birthday today, happy birthday to you. Anyone you know got a birthday around this time, Pity?
Yeah, Mike Umanga. He just turned 60 last week.
Did you have, was there a big party at the Wainui Golf Club?
No. He's Petone boy.
Oh, true.
But no. He's in the UK.
He's Tana's older brother.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, well, let's move on. We'll have a little look at last week's games. And what was up first? It was Friday night. Wasn't it the Hurricanes' first game of the season for the Canes up against Moana Pacifica? And, well, the Canes were very, very impressive, I thought.
Yeah, I thought they'd have to blow out a few cobwebs because they're the only team that had to buy the previous round. But no, I thought they were clinical in parts of the game, played down the right end of the field. I thought Moana were going to be a bit more physical than what I anticipated. I don't think they had obviously they had a few more debutants over the weekend than they did the week before. So, yeah, I thought the Canes done pretty well to put in a solid effort for their first round.
Surely, was this a case of Moana going, we're not targeting this game, we're going to put a few of the newer players in and target, obviously they targeted the Drua in week 1, and it looks like maybe week 2 they thought, no, we'll try a few things, but we won't go hardcore.
I think Tana's come out kind of since, right, and criticised the schedule and the travel that they had to do going from Fiji across to Wellington. So it appears something along those lines. Perhaps the depth isn't in Moana as much as other squads, and I think that got exposed a little bit. I did think a couple guys like Falatoi Penny in particular, low on caps. He impressed in in NPC last season, but I thought he was really good. Apart from that, yeah, when playing a team like the Hurricanes with that much strike, even though they had to deal with a few injuries in game and things like that, I think the quality just showed. But yeah, Moana, pretty rough scheduling to start the season, 100%.
Steve, Shirley just mentioned injuries there, and the Canes picked up a significant injury during that game. Were you impressed with the way that Harkin went when he was called upon?
I was impressed, but at the same time, I had him down for anytime try scorer, which hurt. Brett Cameron, obviously a massive loss. I really think these Hurricanes can go deep into this competition. They're a great team when they get going forward. entertaining rugby. They got a very impressive back line, but when they're on, they're so on. And I just think Brett Cameron was the man to lead them around when they're not so on, when they're not going forward, and he is going to be a massive loss for them, unfortunately.
We'll go back to you, Shirley, and Steve just talked about Harkin and try scoring. Well, there are a few multiple try scorers in that game. Whinianga Norfolk. Now, he could have had a hat trick, passed the ball when he was already over the line and gave it to Josh Morby, who in the end himself got a hat trick. Are you okay with Whinianga Norfolk passing that ball while he was over the line?
I am personally, because I didn't have him for 3 tries or more. And I had Morby, who at the time hadn't scored, I don't believe. So that got him off the mark. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I'm sure in a closer game than that, then potentially that wouldn't have happened. And I'm sure the coach might have a cheeky little word as well. But yeah, I don't make it out as big of a deal as a lot of people do. I'm sure come finals time, you're not doing it 100%. You're told as a kid not to do it. But hey, that's what it is. They're just having some fun, right?
I can tell you they were both paying $7.50 each to score a hat trick. And if you put those two in a same game multi, that would have come out at $230 for both of them to score a hat trick. However, there were a number of same game multis that had Morby to score 2 tries, Whinianga Norfolk to score 2 tries, and a couple of other try scorers. So it was a fairly successful game for same game multi punters who decided to take a whole heap of those players to score tries. Let's move on. What was Friday night? Was it the Tars?
Tars Drua.
Yeah, Tars Drua. But first of all, Max Jorgensen. How good is he? His little in and away just absolutely bamboozled the Drua. He's got some speed. He's got some very, very good skills. Pity. In terms of the game, Waratahs look very, very good and appear to be one of the better Australian sides at the moment.
I think after last year, I think they were pretty solid at home. So I think they could be just continuing on from that. But yeah, I was pretty impressed. Probably helps that I've got a mate that I played rugby with who's part of the coaching staff, and Lockie McCaffrey. And if he doesn't do well, we send a few messages to the bro about his part of the game, which is usually around defence.
Well, you wouldn't have been able to send too many messages over the first couple of weeks.
Exactly. But no, I thought it was a pretty solid effort. I mean, they're pretty solid across the board, and that's it'll be a good interaction between them and the Brumbies, because I think out of the two, those two are looking really hot.
Steve, your Tars looked very, very impressive.
That's a cheap shot, mate. I've been called many things in my life, but never a Tar supporter.
Were you impressed with how they went though against the Drua?
Yeah, they're playing good footy, the Waratahs. But the Aussie teams have had a 4-month build up into this campaign, so they generally always start pretty well. It's week 3, week 4 when the injuries start kicking in and they don't quite have the depth that the Aussie teams get into a little bit of trouble. So Waratahs very good side on paper, big up front, and some classy backs. I feel they've got the opportunity to start well because they've had a big lead up, and I feel that they may start to falter once a few injuries kick in, the Aussie teams.
Certainly, the Drua struggling through the first couple of weeks of this tournament. Obviously, away from home this time at Allianz, but they were fairly poor in week 1 against Moana Pacifica back in Lautoka.
Yeah, they were. Set piece, 50-50 passes not sticking, just pushing passes, trying to make things happen. And they host the Canes this week, right? So it doesn't get a whole lot easier for them. I've actually been impressed with the Aussie sides and just the style of play they're playing. I feel like when you watch the Kiwi teams, there is a lot of box kicking and things like that. I feel like the Aussies are chancing their arm a little bit more. And when you look at some of those outside backs, like Waratahs and Brumbies in particular, they got out and out speed and they got footwork. And it seems like although the Brumbies still great at set piece time, it was less boring to watch. And I feel like the Tars have always had a bit of excitement in them. The Reds certainly have. But I've been excited about the brand of rugby that those Aussie teams have been playing so far.
Let's move on to the big game on Saturday night, and the Highlanders taking on the Chiefs. Both of these teams were winners in week one. And look, there may have been a turning point in their match. I think when the Highlanders almost scored a try and then quick reactions from Quinn Tupaia to take the quick start, and then it was basically a 14-point try almost early.
Yeah, it was. Look, I'm happy with it to be play on. I know it's been put under the microscope there, 100%, but I think it was close enough to allow it. And it's just smart thinking, right? On your feet. And they went the length of the field. There was some great tries scored in that. I thought the finish of that game was really exciting. The last 20 minutes in particular. At times it was a frustrating watch, but then, yeah, the finish was really good too. And I feel like the Highlanders, I think we said in that first week that they must watch rugby every time they play. And I think we can stand by that comment because I think every game they play, in particular under the roof, is going to be a good watch. And that was an entertaining game for sure.
The Highlanders were very, very good again against a Chiefs side that has been consistently towards the top over the last 3 seasons. If you look at them, I guess, although they didn't pick up the win, they looked very, very good and didn't look out of place against the Chiefs.
I think they've got a good understanding of the style of footy that they want to play. I think there's probably just a few errors that creeped into their game, which allowed the Chiefs to get, I guess, down the right end of the field and try and apply a lot of pressure. But I mean, the guy that I've been keeping an eye on is Tangitau. How about that bloody individual try off a kick, pass to the middle, seen half a gap, and just put the afterburners on, and no one touched him after that.
He sliced through them like a hot knife through butter. He was just so his starting speed to get to his top speed. It's one of the fastest in the comp. You're right. It was very, very good to see.
And I don't think he's like a skinny guy too. I think he's quite, like, if you see him in person, I think he might be quite
solid.
Yeah. A solid build.
A solid build, yeah. That's what we'll go with.
Pace.
Steve Tokiaho picks up a couple of tries, showed some lovely pair of hands, as we expect from him. Josh Jacob, he may have been a bit of a difference between the two teams, and I guess the Highlanders sort of wishing that they already had him down there, and the Chiefs are very, very happy that they didn't let him go.
Yeah, Tokiaho, he looks massive. He looks like he's had a very, very big off-season. His chest... It looks ginormous. So yeah, rather someone else out there tackling him than me. And yeah, Josh Jacob, class act. Guys, they've grown a lot. They went away at the end of last year. Josh Jacob with the New Zealand A team, absolute classy act, and you can see why the Highlanders were chasing him so
hard. Surly. I know you're a Chiefs man, so you'd be very, very happy with the way that they've started the season. They've been the bridesmaids, though, for the last 3 seasons in a row. Have you seen anything from this early part of the season to think, I think the Chiefs can go one better?
I think when you look at the quality of players that they're still without and the performances that they've put out on the paddock, on the weekend in particular, like you chuck a Damien, McKenzie, a Wallace, a TT, there's still so much talent to come back into this team. So I think Chiefs fans will be pretty excited. At the same time, though, like this is a pretty similar picture to what we've seen over the last couple of years. I'm sure Chief fans will want to see them get the win this weekend against a team that has been their Achilles heel come finals footy as well. But yeah, everyone knew, or everyone was saying going into the competition, best team on paper. And I think even without some of the biggest names in the competition, they've proven that they will be right there. And I'm just excited to see what D-Mac and co can do back. When you see guys like Josh Lord, Tupou Vati, like Josh Lord made that break. He was moving like a winger, ball in one hand. You look to his left, it's Tupou Vati there in support. Like, they're just spoilt for riches at the moment. Kalen Boshier had an outstanding game. So, yeah, it's exciting times as a Chiefs fan, but you can't fall into this trap. It's all about finals footy. Get there first and then get the job done.
Sterling, I've got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What's worse, winning the matches all year and then losing the final like the Chiefs do, or losing all year and winning the last game like North Harbour does?
Yeah, when the last game is to still come last and that's guaranteed, then it doesn't feel any better, mate. I was actually hoping for a winless season last year when it came to it down the stretch, just so I could give my mates some shit. But the first one is worse, 100%, because at least you got hope. Thanks, Steve.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
No, look, any more questions from the floor, or we're good to move on? Right.
I get the feeling this is going to be a cutout for around social media. I love it. We should move on to the next game. It was the Force taking on the Blues. And in the end, the Blues were just a wee bit too good for a brave Force team. If you look at the Blues' performance, though, pretty, a wee bit to take out of that.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to grow from the week before, winning those tough battles, but not only getting off to a good start, which would have been the biggest thing that they potentially could have been trying to work on. Get a good start and then hopefully we continue that momentum. But I mean, the Force weren't easy. I mean, it was a tight game. Allowing them to get back into the game. Your favourite player, Tizano, getting in there again.
Did he score a try?
Yeah.
Obviously, you didn't watch because you should have known.
I did watch and I didn't put a bet on him. That's why I'm not happy about it.
Oh no.
Well, I was at the Hamilton Workingmen's Club. Oh, I forgot to do a lot of things that night.
Was golf the winner then?
No, golf was definitely the winner. Tieki was the winner. Jeepers creepers. I left a few balls out there if you're playing in the next week or two. Give them a welcome to them. Surly, the Blues did the business, did what they had to do. And it's always a tough trip having to head over to Western Australia.
Yeah, it is. Hot conditions, a Force team that in the first half looked really competitive. I thought the Blues in the second half hit their straps. Zahn Sullivan continues to impress. Hopefully he can just stay healthy, and that's going to be an interesting dynamic there, isn't it, once Bodie's back and Petafeta playing some good footy too, which is always pleasing to see with the injury run that he's had. But I thought Hoskins Satutu was really good. He looked busy as well, Caleb Clark. So lots of positives to take from that. I think it's just a win that you bank on the road, right? In particular at halftime when it looked like they could be in some trouble.
Steve, we'll let you have a chat about your Blues. And you must be happy with the way that they've started the season so far.
Yeah, they're going, they had a chance to beat the Chiefs and didn't quite pull it off. And actually, with the travel, I picked and the way the Force have been playing, I was particularly impressed with the way the Force played against the Brumbies the week before. So I had the Force to be winning at halftime, Blues at full time for 650 and took that out. So I was reasonably happy with the slow start from the Blues this week. I think Stephen Petafeta is the key at 10. I really think they just have a bit more direction around the park. They've got, big midfield. I still find them, for my liking, a little bit boring in the way that they're pretty much forward orientated, pick and goes and keep it tight. I really feel with some of those big boys in the centres, there's got to be some space to be made out a bit wider, and I'm really hopeful that they're going to give the ball a bit of air at some stage this year, because they haven't done it for the last 2 years, but I'm staying hopeful.
Well, a team that did give the ball a wee bit of air on the weekend were the Brumbies, and they did it to great effect as well, Steve, down south where, in a city where they haven't had a whole heap of success in a long, long time.
Yeah, 26 years or something like that. That is a long time to not win a game of footy at a stadium or in a city. Yeah, well done to the Brumbies. Matched the Crusaders up front and then actually ran away from them. We know the Crusaders are generally slow starters in the comp, and I really think it's a bit of a hindrance having the All Blacks coming back in well and truly underdone, and that showed when they got on the field, particularly late. They were out on their feet. They've clearly had a big off season, or possibly not big enough off season, and it really showed in that last 20 minutes. I mean, Will Jordan got run around. I just think they're planning for bigger things later in the season, and they're traditionally slow starters, and they won't call them out to an Aussie team that has been in training for 3-4 months. So I just think that's where they're going down. It'll be a different story later in the year, I'm sure.
Surely, focusing on the Brumbies, and look, they're going to have a softer draw than the Crusaders or any of the New Zealand teams, to be fair, which means it's quite possible they'll get, if they do make the playoffs, they'll be at home in Canberra. So are you concerned that if your team has to travel there to take the Brumbies on when it comes to finals time? I know they were around $12 a couple of weeks ago to win the comp. They came into $10, I think, after the week one, and now they're into around $7 to win Super Rugby Pacific 2026. So if your team has to travel to Canberra on a cold, what is it, June, July night, are you concerned?
Yeah, absolutely. I think every team's fan base should be, if they can keep this up at the moment. I mentioned the style of play they're playing. Like those outside backs, they've still got Tom Wright to come back, but Muirhead and Toole lit up the Crusaders on the weekend. Young Charlie Cale, he looks the real deal. Rob Valentini, they've still got that forward pack, even though they've lost a number of players in the off-season. And we all know Pity will be very vocal about it. Canberra, not the place you want to go during the year or in finals time. So I think the Brumbies will be dangerous on the road in finals, and they'll be even more dangerous at home. And they're that Aussie team. We say it every year. They get underestimated, but you should always pencil them in your top four because they're consistent. And yeah, they're looking bloody sharp at the moment. It made me smile seeing that result on the weekend. I can't lie.
Yeah, I cracked a beer and enjoyed one. That's for sure.
Okay, we've just lost all our listeners from Canterbury. But if you look at that, who had the Crusaders starting the season 0-3, and they have to go and take on the Chiefs this weekend. They could be starting the season 0-3, Pity. Is it alarm bells time for Crusaders and their fan base?
Oh, not really. I mean, there's a lot of footy to be played. I know it's only early days, and they're potentially trying to find their feet as a team. But I think their biggest thing is trying to make sure that they get that gel, or make sure they gel together. I think Stevie said it. Obviously that AB's boys have come in not looking their usual self, where they're explosive, leading by example, and trying to lift their teammates. But I think this year they might not. They've got a bit of work to do. I think it's. I don't think anyone would have thought that they'd potentially be at 0-3 the early stages. But I mean, they've been here before, and they managed to get to the playoffs. And I'm pretty sure Shirley was talking about that a couple of years ago when they were 5 or 6, and they managed to scrape all the way through.
Steve, you mentioned your Blues and their boring style of rugby. Well, if you look at the Brumbies, historically they have relied on a very, very solid set piece, and they do certainly have a very, very good scrum and lineup, but they are giving the ball a whole heap of air. They're passing little inside passes. They're chipping up over the top of opposing defenses. They're really playing some exciting football.
Yeah, they're just attacking space, and I think we try and complicate rugby a lot of the times. If you keep it simple, it's pretty easy, and they're just getting the ball into space. They're extremely quick on the outside, and for the first time in a long time, I've just seen the Aussie teams, whether it's a Joe Schmidt thing, they're just going good hands. Just the ball through the hands, just making numbers on one side of the field or the other, and just relying on the ball, doing some hard work with some good solid passing. I really think right now that's the difference between the two teams, is that the New Zealand teams are struggling again with the passing skill, and the Aussie teams just seem to have it bread and butter. They're just using the ball, good quick hands to get the ball into space. It's simple when you keep it that way.
Right, I think we've covered off what happened last weekend in Super Rugby. Now it's time for a trading places little spot. And what did we do last week? Winter sports, didn't we? Rugby players who would transfer over into any number of winter sports. This week, with the NRL kicking off, and of course they always head to Vegas. Well, they have done for the last few seasons. Head to Vegas to kick their season off. I thought we'd have a look at rugby players who you think could have played poker, Texas Hold'em, at a high level. We'll start with you first, Pity.
Oh, I think.
I take it you're not a poker player.
I will go with
Yep.
Shannon Paku.
Oh,
I've seen Pucks play against the boys, and he's got a pretty good poker face. Doesn't let them know whether he's got a good hand or whether he's got a... Well, it's pretty easy when you just throw the card back in, but I'll probably say Shannon.
Shannon Paku.
Yeah, only because I've watched them play a couple of times, and he seems to be the one you can't really read. You can... Either he's having too much fun or... and tries to distract the boys with his antics, or he's just, got a good poker face.
Shirley, I'm guessing you didn't have Shannon Paku on your list.
Certainly didn't, but I had a fellow Hurricane, I guess. I thought someone like a Dane Coles would be quite good, just because he talks a lot of smack, but he's actually quite an intelligent lad. I feel like he could talk you into doing some dumb things and be pretty good at calling people's bluff and really just play that mental side of the game.
Steve, I'm guessing you might have played with a few poker players.
Oh, we used to dabble back in the day. When we went to Africa, we get given all the 3 weeks worth of meal money, and the first night of the big game of poker, all in, winner takes all. It was, and then the boys eat toast in the team room for the rest of the 3 weeks.
Well, who wasn't eating toast?
I wasn't eating toast, but yeah, it was a pretty stressful first night in Africa tied gambling. Anyway, I always admire the coaches. They pander them in the box when something horrific's just gone wrong, and they just sit there cool and calm. And I think that's a sign of a good poker player. A lot of emotions happening underneath, but just keeping a real cool, calm head. Steve Hansen was pretty good at it. I think Vern Cotter's stare could probably make you fold a game of hands. When he's not happy, he's not happy, and that stare would probably make me fold more than once.
Oh yeah, I do like when you said coaches. The first coach I thought of was Vern Cotter, and that stare that he has. I think that's a great call. I agree with you. I think you've got to be very, very good under composure, under intense pressure. And I think a player that fits that mold would be Dan Carter. He was put in a number of situations where in test matches where it didn't look like he really had to try at times. And I think that would translate very well when playing a wee bit of poker. But yeah, I'm very interested about all the meal money on day one of a South African tour. I hope the bread was good. Gee. Anyway, there we go. So Shannon Paku, Vern Cotter from Steve, Surly Colesy, Dane Coles, great call. And I'll go with Dan Carter. Yeah, there's probably not a bunch that you'd see together these days. Right, let's head on to this week, and we'll have a little go at what's going on. We've got the odds this week. And first up, we've got Moana Pacifica taking on the Force. The bookies have installed Moana Pacifica as a $1.70 favourite here. The Force at $2.10. Moana Pacifica, a 2.5-point favourite, and the game total is set at 64.5. Pity, first up, will Moana pick up another win for the season?
I think they'll bring a lot of their players back into the squad this week. So I'm assuming that they'll definitely be having a crack at the Force, knowing that they'll be at home, first home game for them, opportunity for the fans to get behind them. And I think that'll probably help boost the boys' confidence and style of footy that they played in round one.
Shirley, Moana Pacifica, Dana did mention that he wasn't overly happy with the schedule and the fact that they had to travel back from Fiji to take on the Canes in Wellington. They'll have a nice rest now, and they'll be at home, and it's the Force that are going to have to be doing the travelling. So do you give Moana a chance here at $1.70?
Yeah, I sure do. I guess a few players in there, some key players will come back for Moana, and they'll be well rested as well. In Pukekohe, expecting a good crowd. So, yeah, I'd love to see Moana bounce back this week and get the job done at home. I'd say they'll be pretty keen to make amends for last week as well.
Steve, you on the Moana train this week?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm all the matches this weekend are toss of the coin. I reckon. I forced $2.10. They're not a bad team. That Force team. I just there's something about them. I'm gonna go the Force.
Oh, wait, okay. Yep, I think Moana Pacifica are a big chance here. I think they will have close to their top 15 on the field to start the match. And just that travel just might affect the Force late in the game. Second game of this week will be the Reds hosting the Highlanders. Reds, $1.97, outsiders at home. The Highlanders are $1.80. They're half-point favourite, the Highlanders, and the game total set at 56.5. Is this the price of the week? Highlanders $1.80, Steve?
Yeah, again, Reds at home. Highlanders have had a couple of big matches. They're travelling. This is a toss of the coin again. I like the Highlanders. I know they're a tougher team. If they're in contention as the match goes on, that they stand more of a chance. Let's go Highlanders just because I think they're mentally tougher this year.
Shirley, Highlanders, they look value to you. They look value to me.
Yeah, I do think it's going to be really tight, though. I'll back the Landers just because I've been impressed with their style of play, and I think that they are one of those teams this year that certainly can travel better than they did last year. They don't lose many games, not by many points either. So, yeah, I'll back them in. I think they've shown early in the season that they have a bit of consistency about their game too, but I certainly don't expect it to be an easy win by any means.
Highlanders have had two tough matches to start the season. Can you see them going over there and picking up the dub?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident just and because of their style of footy that they're playing. Like they've got the physicality aspect to it. They've also got a bit of razzle dazzle. Their back three's pretty electric, and I think the youngster in Miller's done a pretty good job so far to help guide them around the pitch. But I think some of the experiences that they've had over these last 2 weeks with these tougher games, if they can continue that standard, I'm pretty sure that they should have this. I wouldn't say wrapped up, but I have a feeling they should come away with a win.
Just on Miller Surly, he came up clutch for the Highlanders in week 1 against the Crusaders. It wasn't quite as accurate against the Chiefs. Is there any concern there around Miller, who has started the season with his general play very, very well.
No real concern. I'm a fan of his. I do think, though, there's been a couple times where they've looked in pretty good positions to strike, got a bit of momentum, and he's just put a couple little nudges over that. Look, that one to Will Jordan could have proved to have been costly, and then there was another one on the weekend against the Chiefs. So I guess it's just patience. I like his game, though. I don't think there's any concern around his goal kicking off the tee. He's proven that he can nudge them really well, but yeah, I guess it's just those little moments, those little nudges that he'll want to iron out in his game, a bit of patience. At the same time, though, the Landers under Jamie Josephs, that they've always chanced their arm, haven't they? And if something like that comes off, then it's amazing. I guess it's just the time and place that you're looking to pull out, something like that.
Saturday afternoon, and we head across the Pacific to Fiji, where the Hurricanes will be taking on the Drua. The Drua, $5.50. The Canes, $1.11. The Canes are 14.5-point favourites, and the game total set at 58.5. Pity. What's coming out of Canes, Kim?
Not much, but having a meeting in the sauna. I don't know if you've seen that.
Did you?
Not me. Obviously, the team, the Canes, trying to prep themselves for the heat over in Lautoka. But no, not much being said at the moment. But I think from their style of footy that they played on the weekend, I think it'll be. We all know that it's not easy to get a win over there. So for them to be on point, have no errors, well, that can't happen, but to have a perfect game. But I mean, if they limit the errors, try and steal a few opportunities, which they should do with set piece against the Fijians, I'm pretty sure they should get the dub, but it won't be easy. I know we all know what the Fijians are like. They like to throw their 50-50 offloads, and majority of the time they go to hand. When they don't go to hand, that's when you know that they're sort of trying to reach and chase the game.
Steve, as Pity said, the Drua love to throw the ball around, and over the first couple of weeks, those 50-50 balls haven't been sticking. Sooner or later, they are going to stick. And if they stick this weekend, then they'll give the Canes a bit of a few problems.
Yeah, Fijians at home, well, it's always going to be a tough day at the office. I just think the Drua are probably maybe missing a little bit of leadership at the moment. They just, when they get lost, they get really lost. They start well and then sort of drift away with some silly mistakes. So if they get it right in Fiji, anyone's in for a tough day. But I think the Hurricanes will be too classy. I think the Fijians at $7 or something like that. It's worth a nibble just because the Fiji, she is a different beast.
Surely, are you tempted by the plus 14.5 that the bookies are offering on the Drua? Or do you think the Canes will continue on after a very good game against the Moana Pacifica in the second week of Super Rugby Pacific?
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how different this line was if they got the win in round one, right? And that Lautoka vibe was still pretty high. But I think the Canes, with the amount of strike they have and the amount of points, and if the Fijians want to play an expansive and open style of game, then I can see that Hurricanes back three and those outside backs turning it on and punishing them. So I like the Canes to go over there and get the job. I think the Drua are going to battle this year.
They certainly have. They certainly did against Moana Pacifica and against the Tars. Right, big game. This is the one that I think most Super Rugby fans will be focused on this weekend. The Chiefs taking on the winless Crusaders. The Chiefs, $1.37 favourite at home. The Crusaders, $3. They're 6.5-point favourites, the Chiefs, and the game total is set at 54.5. Seeing as it's the Chiefs, will stick with you, Surly. How do you see this playing out?
I think the Chiefs will be too good, and I think the Crusaders will be 0-3, and I think they could potentially be 0-5 in a couple of weeks' time too. I don't think it gets any easier for them. Blues at Eden Park, and then Highlanders in a rematch again, and that's probably the most interesting one. But yeah, I'm hoping for an 0-5 start anyway. Clip that up, I'm sure you will. But Yeah, that's the way I see it heading at the moment.
Steve, are you also thinking along the same lines as Surly that the Crusaders are going to get off to a horrible, horrible start this season?
Oh, yeah, I'm hoping. I think the whole competition's hoping. It's what Super Rugby needs. I just think they've started slow. There's plenty of time left in the competition. You only need to make the top 8. If the Crusaders are in the top 8 at the back end of the season, then there's still a chance whether they're playing home or away. Yeah, they haven't impressed at all, really. I've seen no real go forward. I've seen nothing to impress. They're a team that's just going to take a while to get going, and I think the Chiefs will be way too strong for them across the board. It'll be tight, but I just think when push comes to shove, the Chiefs are just on top of their game a little bit more at the moment.
Peter, you're going to poll on the Crusaders as well, but just think of all the Crusader fans out there, how they're feeling.
Where's Izzy when we need this conversation? I'd love to hear how he's feeling about this.
Oh, he's probably playing at the New Zealand Open in the Pro-Am.
Yeah, I'm pretty much like the boys. I think this week the Chiefs will definitely get the job done. It's just whether they play the style of footy that they've been playing, which I don't think they will change. And it's just whether the Crusaders can actually try and stop them from gaining any momentum throughout the course of the game. But at the moment, I can't sort of see that with the way that, or with the last 2 weeks that we've watched them play footy.
Final game of the round, and it's on Saturday night around a 9:35 kickoff. The Brumbies are hosting the Blues. The Brumbies are favourites there. They're $1.42. The Blues are $2.80. They're 6.5-point underdogs, the Blues, and the game total is set at 55.5. But Steve, can your Blues go over there as underdogs and pick up the win?
Yeah, listen, I think they've got two things in their favour. One, they're coming from Perth. That will make it a bit easier, and they'll be in Canberra a little bit earlier in the week, which will help. The other thing is, Brumbies had a really big, significant win last weekend, and sometimes when that happens, you're just maybe not quite on top of the training, not quite on top of things during the week and getting ready for the game. So hopefully they fall into that category, and then the Blues, I think, are a chance. And looking at it, I think Blues 1 to 12 was paying $4.10, which I thought was worth a nabble as well. I thought that's sort of about where my money is, around about that price. So I think that's worth a bet for that price.
Shirley, are you thinking an upset as well?
I think there's potential. Depends how big James Slipper's 200th celebrations were too, because the boys could still be pretty dusty, and a lot would have gone into that game emotionally, right? It's a team that they've struggled to beat away from home. I think it'd been 25 or 26 years since they'd done it, so they would have invested a lot into that game, and I think the Blues are hoping to be catching them on a hangover. So I think it's going to be tight. I'll probably back the Brumbies at home to win, but I don't expect it to be a blowout by any means.
Pity, Canberra, one of your favourite places. So the Brumbies get the job done.
Yeah, love that place, Canberra. Oh, it's so cool to go to.
It can't be any worse than Wellington.
Oh,
well, it's pretty bad at the moment.
Yeah.
Depends how you look at it. I think they, if you take into consideration, like Shirley said, with the 200 games for Slipper celebrations, and then I guess whether they will bounce back from a big occasion like that, there is a chance for the Blues to go over there and win this weekend, but they've got to make sure that they play the right style of footy. I know Steve mentioned that they're playing boring rugby, too forward orientated, but I mean, they've got the strike power that they just need to use a bit more, and then open up a bit more for their forwards to do their thing, rather than sort of pick and goes and close quarter stuff, try and move the ball. When they've been pretty dangerous in the first two games around moving the ball around a bit more. especially on those edges. Sullivan, if he gets an opportunity, I'm pretty sure he'll take those opportunities and create a bit of havoc and open up and put someone into a bit of space as well. So, yeah, there is definitely potential there. But, yeah, it's just whether the Blues can stay on top of it rather than just sort of get off to a good start and then let it go away.
It does seem like they do have a whole heap of speed, size, and power out wide with the likes of Zahn, Sullivan, Clark, Forbes. So if those boys do get a whole heap of ball, I'm sure they'll be able to do something with it. Right, we're going to go on to something that, well, we brought up, what was it, last week, around having a draft in Super Rugby. So what we're going to do is do our own draft on this year's players, and we're going to pick our top 5 in a snake draw. And I got our producer Lee to do the order that we're going to be picking in, and I can tell you that Pity gets the first pick,
Oh,
then Steve, then me, and then
Silly, you lost another one.
so
He's gone.
he's gone. He's had it.
crock of shit, mate.
He's gone.
Thanks, Lee. Appreciate it.
So I don't. So that's the order. So what it does mean that Surly will get the 4th pick, and then he'll get the 5th pick. And then
Yeah,
we'll
shame.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
get a double pick there. So Pity with the first pick of the 2026 Super Rugby Pacific Draft. Who do you take?
I take Cam Roigard.
Oh, you.
What was that?
Steve, who do you take with your first pick?
I'm going to take Leicester.
Wow.
Nuku. That's interesting. A winger with the first pick. Like it.
I'll play my midfield.
Gee, I was going to take. I'm going to take Geordie.
Wow. I'm going to take Damian McKenzie.
D-Mac.
100%.
Yep.
Wait, he hasn't played yet.
He's about to play, and when he does, he's the best player in Super Rugby at the moment. So I'll take him. And I'll take Will Jordan as well.
This is basically not based on form, is it?
It's based on the form for the rest of the season. And if I'm a Super Rugby side, give me D-Mac and Will Jordan as my 10-15.
I'm going to go. What have we got? A back, a back, a back, a back, and a back. So five backs with the first 5 picks. Should I go to a forward?
Up to you.
I'm going to go. Yeah, I'll go Tokiaho. Right, Steve.
Just to make, I reckon, what is going to be a sensational midfield combination with my first is Leicester. My second is Tavatava Nawai.
And back to Pity.
Jackham. Josh Jackham.
Jacob. Okay. And you go again.
And I will go with Cody Taylor.
Taylor. Nice. Steve.
Tupavai.
I've got a. Oh, gee. Oh, I'm going to go with Papali'i.
I'll go Caleb Tangito. And I will go. Why not? Let's just favour the backs all the time, mate. Do they have to be Kiwi players?
Nope.
I'll go Max Jorgensen. I'm scoring 100 points a game, baby. We're on.
Yeah. I'm going to take Tizano. Steve.
Stephen Pettifetta.
Nice.
Muirhead.
And your final pick?
Mm-hmm. Satiti.
Steve?
I'm going to go Josh Behe from the Blues. I think he'll go well with another lock 2 by.
Midfield. Loose forwards there. Crikey. Oh, why don't I go with... Yeah, I've been impressed with him so far. Zahn Sullivan.
I need a forward, don't I? Or else it could be a long season.
It would help.
I'll go Safwa Moa.
Wow.
You can play on the wing too. Why not?
Okay.
Width.
Very, very interesting. We might continue this next week where we pick players 6 to 10. So keep that in mind, fellas. I'm just interested to see. Yeah. I actually don't mind the look of Steve's team. Whanganuku, Tavatava Nawai, Va'ai, Perofeta. It's not the worst, actually. You've come out of this pretty good, actually, Steve. Righty ho.
What? Just Steve? What about the rest of us?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
it.
hard.
Yeah.
We didn't care about yours.
Okay, we were going to review last week's betting now.
Ooh.
You remember how we went?
Nope.
Can I guess how?
Bring you
The new year. Okay.
Actually, I just remember our best bet bundle, and of all of us, I'm the only person who has 100% record in the best bet bundle after 2 weeks. So it's early days.
Oh, why'd you bring that up?
I'll just sort of bring it up because
Well, what was
Yeah,
our bundle?
What are they? $1.10 favourites.
we don't do that here, Steve. You know that. Not all the time. Who did we have? I think I had the Waratahs 13 and over. Waratahs 13 and over.
Same.
Which was around $1.72, I think. And anyway, we'll forget about it.
I'll just worry about you then.
Well, no. Well, my spreadsheet is on the laptop over there, and it's too far away for me to.
Oh, so how do we know you won?
Because I've already done it.
What? So we just have to trust you, but you can't remember what your bet was?
No, damn. Here, hold on. Hold on.
Got him.
Right, bitch. Oh, get out of there.
Gee, it wasn't that far away.
Oh no! What is going on here? Get out.
Cancel that.
Oh no, that's all right. What did I have? I had Tars to win by 13 and over. Pity, you also have a 100% strike rate because you weren't here in week 1. And last week you took the Blues at $1.30. So, and fortunately for Surly took the Crusaders to beat the Highlanders. To beat the Brumbies. Which was unsuccessful. So it's time for us to get to a wee bit of betting for this week. And why don't we go in the draft order? Well, almost the draft order. We'll start with you, Pity, so that Steve can avoid your bet.
Let's go.
What, you want to go with Surly first?
It was last in the.
Whoa!
With him.
Why is everyone picking on me today?
Okay, we'll go.
Chance, bro, to go first.
We'll go with Surly first.
Just my best bet?
Best bet. Your best bet. Your best head-to-head. We'll go with your best head-to-head first.
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
At the huge odds of $1.37, which makes me so nervous.
Chiefs, $1.37 to beat the Crusaders. Okay. Do you want me to go to Steve next?
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve. Best head.
It's a tough weekend. I'm going to go Hurricanes. Over
And
Drua.
he was just complaining about us going $1.20.
Yeah, I thought $1.13 wasn't play on. So
Yeah.
What are we trying to do here? What are we trying to do? Are we trying to win, or are we trying to make some money?
Steve goes with the Canes at $1.13. Pity.
Moana.
Moana Pacifica at $1.70. Not the bad, not the worst. I'm going to go with the Highlanders at $1.80 as my best head-to-head bet to beat the Reds over
Dangerous.
there in Queensland. Okay, Surly, your best point start or your best line?
Can I do a try bet?
That's coming after.
Well,
Because that's kind of a point start or a line, isn't it? That either team? Nah.
it's sort of like, an alternate line. Yeah, go for it then.
Yes. Reds Landers, either team by under 7.5.
You like that bet, eh? You always go that.
Yeah, it's a good little fence set option if you're unsure.
What's it saying?
There's a lot of unsure ones this week, isn't there?
Exactly. Yeah, 225. I think that game's going to be close either way.
25 either team. Okay, under 7 to win by under 7.5. Steve,
Who are we on?
he's frozen.
Oh, the Frozen.
They're
So
frozen.
Surly, they're both frozen.
Oh.
Paulie's
no.
face during the
'Cause
freeze
he
is
went out of the
iconic.
bloody thing and
Yeah.
went to another one.
I'll let Surly not have a proper bet. He's ruined the
Yeah,
system.
I'm here.
Oh, here's Steve.
Yes,
Steve's back.
I'm
now.
back.
Surly's back. Yeah. Next time, Surly, just pick a point start. You've ruined the bloody system here. Steve, what are you going?
I'm going to go Blues. I'm going to Blues with 6.5.
Plus 6.5. Pity.
Ooh. I've got the Crusaders.
Plus the points.
Yeah.
What are they getting? 6.5.
6.5.
Crusaders plus 6.5. Oh, jeepers. I'm going to go. Yeah. I'm going to go the Force plus 2.5. Force plus 2.5 against Moana Pacifica. Next one, Surly. Anytime try scorer.
Give me a Wicked Wingers double. Both Hurricanes wingers to score 2 or more.
Regardless of who starts on the wing, you want the 2 wingers.
Yep, thank you.
Boom. Steve, your anytime try scorer bet?
Quinn Tupai.
Quinn Tupaia to score for the Chiefs against the Crusaders. Pity.
Tangitau.
Caleb Tugito to, it'll be 3 weeks in a row. Boom. Nice. And I'm going to go with Carlo Tizzano to score. He just, anyway, we'll move on. Surly, your best winning team and margin bet?
Best winning team and margin bet. Let's go Canes 13 plus.
Canes 13 and over. What's that? That comes out at about $1.62. Steve, your best winning team and margin?
$4.10 for the Blues, 1-12 over the Brumbies.
Nice. Goody. Canes 13 and over. Is that what you're doing?
No?
Why not?
Oh. I don't know. No, Moana.
Moana, what, 1-12?
Yep.
Moana, 1-12 at $3.05. And I will go with.
They freeze again.
Either
I'll
that
go
or
with the
Pity's
Highlanders.
really taking his time.
It's lagging.
I'll go with the Highlanders 1-12 at $2.95. Okay,
Hey, big spender.
Oh, there. Oh, jeez. I preferred him when he was frozen. Crikey. Now, time for our best bet bundle. This is your best bet, and you can use a bet that you've already had, or you can go with something new. Surly, what is your best bet for our pick and go bundle?
I'll stick with the Chiefs. Why not? Let's make them 0-3.
Okay, Chiefs $1.37. Steve?
I really like the Blues at $4.10 to win between 1 and 12.
Oh, he does push the boat out.
He does.
Yeah. Pity?
I've got Landers.
Oh, I wish I hadn't taken them now. Crikey.
Oh, here we go.
Well. And I was going to take them again. I'm going to go. Yep. Blues to lead at halftime, Brumbies to win. Done.
What's that paying?
That is. Where is it? Oh, geez, I can't even see. First half. Oh, it'll be paying around $6.50, I reckon. Very close to what I paid for Steve when he took his half full-time double last week. I think that's about it. And don't remember, the best bet bundle is very, very important because the player who gets the lowest return on that one, or the lowest success rate, will be taking the rest of the team out for golf.
What happens if you're not invited on the show every week?
We will factor that in. That in. That means you have less chance of losing.
Yeah, all right. I'll change all my bets to the $1.13 favourites.
Anyway, we better get out of here. We'll check in with Surly though. Surly, this weekend, what are you up to?
This weekend, actually going to Electric Avenue in Christchurch, bit of a 2-day festival, mate. So, yeah, going to be a big one. I don't know if they'll let me in the airport, though, after all the smack I've been talking about the Crusaders.
Crusader fans, if you're heading along to that music festival, make sure you say hi to Surly.
Hey.
Steve?
I have a big fishing tournament this weekend, the West Coaster up here in Auckland. So looking forward to a couple of days out on the water, Friday and Saturday. I just want to make a quick little note. I've just had a little look at my favourite little bet of all time. If you dare to dream and you think it's happened, it has happened before. Hurricanes winning at halftime to Fiendura sneaking the win on the buzzer, scoring a try in the corner, $18. I've done it before and it's worked well for me. Before, I'm I just want to see how that plays out for next week, gentlemen.
Okay, punters, he's done it before. Good. If this comes true, then I'll get the feeling he's going to win the fishing comp as well. So,
wouldn't that be nice?
Watch out. You out on the water as well?
No, kids have got Interclub this weekend, so caddy for them.
Beauty. Alrighty.
What about you?
Nothing.
Are you recovering after last week's effort at golf?
Detox. Yeah, it's a detox. Yeah. Had those Hokowitsus bloody hit you quite hard, actually.
Who actually won the cup?
Oh, Wingnut. Congratulations to Wingnut. He was the most consistent golfer over the 4 days. I think he went like 37, 36, 36, 37, something like that. So played almost to his handicap, pretty much. He was off an 8, I think. So, yeah, well done to him.
Was there any? No. There would have been heaps, wasn't there?
Well, there's a little bit, once or twice. I got tired of that. And thanks to the Cambridge Golf Club, Te Awamutu Golf Club, and Tieki for looking after us. They were bloody good. It was a nice little golf trip. Anyway, that's it for another week here on the Pick and Go podcast. We'll be back again next week with...
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, with Pity.
Yeah.
And with...
yes, I'm here. On time.
And Shirley.
Yep, I'll be here.
After his music festival.
I'll be dusty, but I'll be here.
We'll be able to hear about that. I don't know if Steve will be here next week, but we will find out about his fishing comp and how he went. So once again, thanks for everyone for tuning in and listening, and we will be back next week with the Pick and Go.